This video will give a brief walkthrough of bounce rates. Afterwards you'll be able to download a PDF with everything in it. So you've all seen bounce rates, probably in your Google Analytics program, but what do they mean? Someone came to your website, looked very briefly at the first page and then left without going to another page, usually within 8 or 9 seconds. But that isn't the meaning, it's just a definition. Consider why someone would do this. Simple, you might say, they didn't find what they were looking for. The real meaning is that you didn't tell them properly what to expect. They probably came to you via a search engine. They put their search phrase in and found a list that contained your site. Congratulations, you must have worked hard to earn that placement, so why go ahead and waste it on bounce rates? I hear you protesting at that statement, but in fact you do have a hand in causing them. Starting out with a search engine, someone put the phrase in they wanted to find, then searched. Each search result was accompanied by a description under its title. This is your big chance to tell people what to expect when they click through. But what do you get typically? Very poor geographical information. Are you close enough to really deliver cost effectively? The UK is a big place. If you're in John O'Groats, delivery to Land's End will probably involve a long wait, and it stands to reason costs will be more. This could cause a bounce if people aren't prepared to look deeper. Most won't risk paying more than they have to. Returns will be even more of a nightmare. Any issues such as these will prompt many people to simply bounce away from your website without looking any further and go back to Google to find something that seems to fit their needs. And no one wants to hear you're the UK's #1 provider. Many people say this and they can't all be telling the truth. Besides which, it's wasting the description tag. This will just mark your brand out as being marketed by very tired 20th century methods. Can you deliver within 2 days to Glasgow, Birmingham or Newquay? How could you make this clearer? Do you deliver one desk? Do you cater for home office desks? I could go on, but it's obvious what the description tag should be doing. If it isn't doing the right thing, then you'll just see your bounce rates soar. Oh, and did I mention SEO? There's no reason why your description tag should be stuffed with keywords. That's a complete waste of time. SEO should depend on the site being relevant to the keywords and the number of links coming in from other people's sites. Google is probably to blame for description tag abuse because it makes the keywords in there bold. People think that means something. Consider 5 companies appearing in search results. We'll go through them one at a time and consider who they would appeal to and who they would cause to bounce. Example 1 shows both new and used desks ready to go now. Would suit somebody looking for immediate delivery. Notice the van icon to the left which exaggerates this. Available throughout the Midlands. Unless it says this in the description tag, no one will know this, causing bounce rates to go up as people in inappropriate areas visit the page. The person looking for one desk will probably bounce too, as there's no indication of minimum quantities. Example number 2. This company is clearly dealing with corporates and larger businesses. People looking for one desk will bounce, so will anybody looking for a smaller number. People wanting immediate delivery will bounce, and anybody hoping for a cash deal will bounce too. The customer list on the website will probably bounce smaller businesses who will just feel out of their depth, but it will attract big players. People looking for a bargain will bounce because the impression is clearly going to exclude them. Example 3. Immediately a larger proportion of big companies will bounce because of the reference to used furniture. This company looks like it will offer a good cash deal, so will attract entrepreneurs, but again cause larger firms to bounce. The invitation to ask if the company will deliver anywhere in the country will probably attract a good proportion of firms, especially those looking for a good price. Home users and people who are further away looking for small quantities will bounce. Example 4. The picture of a post office van will cause bigger companies to bounce, and most small to medium-sized companies too. The word home in the heading will cause companies to bounce. The obvious payment method will cause bigger buyers to bounce, but it will keep smaller home-based users on the site for longer. Example 5, which is the last one. Words like designer, exotic, craftsman, executive, they'll frighten bargain hunters away, causing bounce rates to go up. But it will attract the buyer who isn't price conscious. The invitation to get a salesman to call will cause some people to bounce, unless they want personal service and feel they can afford it. As the site is aimed at executives, this probably won't be as much of a factor in the circumstances. Many people procrastinate due to embarrassment when asked to make direct contact, which immediately causes bounce rates. Many will consider this site if they cannot find one that doesn't ask for immediate contact. Given that they probably won't make it back, you can count these as bouncers too. I knocked these pages up purely so you can absorb the principle that causes bounce rates. Remember, the description tag will cut bounce rates if it's done properly. Some people's impatience will cause them to click, though, before they've read it. I've yet to find an answer to this type of behaviour. I hope you learned something worthwhile from this video. You can download a useful PDF for using the link under this video.